my name is John Fillingham, and I would like to welcome you today on a discussion on the war for talent. The question is, are we really winning? And I'm afraid the answer to that is, I believe, to be no, for many organisations. And I'd like to explore as to some of the causes and also some of the solutions that I think are the right way to go in terms of taking action to really solve this problem. In the context of this inverted commas war for talent, I think rather an exaggerated phrase. However, of course, I think nowadays most CEOs of this up-and-coming generation understand that competitive advantage is driven by people's capabilities, competencies and abilities and attitude. Therefore, actually development and engagement is very important. People often do focus on engagement more than development. And of course it is important. However, development and internal development is a key part of, I think, an engagement strategy. But maybe more importantly, in terms of the future success of the organisation, how can you possibly have an engaged workforce if the results of the business are really damaging potentially the morale of the organisation and everyone involved? So, for me, internal development has got to be a key focus for organisations today. And the reason why we are losing the war on talent is because, for many reasons, we are very focused on trying to acquire talent, hiring new people into the business. And of course that has a significant cost, I think, not only in the time and of course the money it takes to recruit people, and not always people make great decisions, that's another key problem, but also that this is fundamentally a key mistake in trying to bring talent in, and I'll explore this in a little bit more detail very shortly. But actually bringing people into the organisation actually may be not the best way and a fundamental mistake in driving a talented and successful organisation. I think secondly, the choice between hiring or developing has taken a real blow in the last 10, 20 years maybe, in terms of the challenge of the cost of developing people, and also I think the understanding of what it takes to develop people properly, because of tightening budgets and also really a lack of awareness and focus as a priority. So cost has taken a priority over the process and what it takes, and unfortunately to solve problems, hiring people at short notice has been this main solution organisations have focused on. So I'd like to focus on really today probably the 6 key problems of internal development and why this should be a big area of focus. So, number 1, I think the biggest problem is actually many organisations do not know what is required of the people that they want to develop. What is actually required to deliver the results? And I think things are lagging way behind in terms of the skill set. We have developments in e-communication, social media, really mega speed change. Not just fast change, but mega speed change. And I think the requirements that most people and expectations that people try to determine are completely wrong. They're just not up to date enough, and they don't change fast enough too. Number 2, people cannot find it very difficult to cope with fast-paced change. I mean, many organisations now, and it's not just in the area, sector of IT, but so many things move so quickly and require fast change in a changing environment, in a changing business environment. And people are just not equipped to handle it. Certainly in my career, over the last 20 years, change has been an incredibly integral part of what I've had to deal with, both from a managerial point of view, but also from a personal point of view, of the way that structures, job roles, and things have changed. And I just don't think people are equipped enough, both mentally and from a skill set point of view, to handle those changes. Number three, my big problem, I think, is that development is not part of CEO strategy. It's not part of a key business strategy. And that also maybe comes from belief. As I said, maybe engagement seems to overtake it. But in fact, development must be a key part of CEO and business headline strategy. Number four, HR. The integrated and connected HR architecture to deliver and support proper talent development really is not strong enough. It's not well embedded, and also is often mismatched. Initiatives going on here, initiatives going on there, they are not integrated in all of the HR processes, from performance management to recruitment to pay and reward. All sorts of things are not linked together to create a strong pipeline of talent through and into the organisation. Number five, the coaching skill of many managers is something that is not valued or rewarded within the organisation. So coaching, I'm afraid, just takes a back seat. And of course, this is one of the most important tools and most useful tools in internal development. People have to have those skills to be able to transfer knowledge and experience and help people develop. So the coaching skill set is something that is not often trained and developed in, but also valued and therefore rewarded. So, how do we address some of these issues? However, there is one last one which I think is very, very important, because development cannot be just a part of the whole HR process. It has to be part of the whole organisational process. So if we take the McKinsey 7S model of staff, strategy, skills, shared values, and so on and so forth, the development concept and mindset must fall into all of those 7 areas. And if it doesn't, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a blocker somewhere, a blocker. So for me, it must be integrated across the whole organisation. So, how do we address some of these issues? I guess the most important one, to begin with, it has to come from the top in terms of being a business and CEO priority. And this goes towards creating a learning culture, a learning organisation, but a developing organisation, a development culture. So it must come very clearly from the person at the top. This is important. Number 2, the strong HR architecture which is designed and integrated into the organisation, which supports the whole development pathways. That is obviously very, very important and a key failure probably for most organisations. An integrated, well thought through, transparent and open and clear process that is available to all. And finally, that number 3, that the skill requirements, the competencies, the capabilities, both behavioural and technical, are very, very clear and bang up to date. And this is where I think most organisations are now lacking, and they're not facing the reality of what is required to do the job on a day-to-day basis, because it must be result-orientated. So the whole thing must be result-orientated. And understanding what that takes to deliver on a day-to-day basis is just simply not up to date enough.